Welcome everyone to the pro wrestling game, Wrestling's Finest. My name is Tom Vogel. I was the designer and creator of the game back in 1982. The game was originally designed as a tabletop game, but about 15 years ago, with the help of a very good friend of mine, Gary, the game was converted to a PC game. As you can see on your screen here, I have a match set up. I want to walk you through it here. Just so you know, future videos we're going to go into some of the advanced features, some of the nuts and bolts, and some of the options that the game has to offer. But for tonight, we're just going to take you through a match, and I'll point out a few things as we go through it. First of all, we have our two wrestlers, my all-time favorite, Roddy Piper, and he will be facing the incredible, immortal Hulk Hogan. The match has been set up and we are ready to start, so let's get to it. First thing that comes up prior to the match is a little matchup analysis of the two wrestlers. The analysis makes a prediction who it thinks might win, and this one here looks like it's kind of a toss-up, so we're going to go ahead and click done and get started. Right, here we go. First start of the match here, Hulk Hogan has control, and he must have made a mistake here because we have an auto control loss as he squanders an opportunity to attack, which allows Roddy Piper to gain control. What I want to show you here right now is Hulk Hogan. If you go up here and you click his picture, you will see that you can actually view his card, and we have 5 different sections of the card. When you click player, it kind of gives you some of the basic stuff. This is where the auto control loss, the 75 to 85 came up, and if you look down here, an 81 was turned, so it fell in between there. We have control, which is his move set from hammering through outside ring. Each wrestler is rated based on his skills, his move sets, and each wrestler is very different. Now for Hulk, we have hammering from 00 to 50 up to 26. 00 to 26 would be considered legal hammering. In this here, I wanted to point out Hulk's power moves. He starts at 19 and goes to 29, so that's essentially 11 numbers, which is one of the higher ratings in the game. The stamina off is -9, and if you look here, we go 4, 4, 5, and so forth, so you can see that his power moves are his big moves and his most effective. Then you can look at his illegal hammering moves, and then every wrestler is rated from 3 to 5 specialty moves. Even though Hulk only has 3, his third one here, the slam leg drop, is one of the most devastating, effective finishing moves in the game. Wrestling's Finest is played with fast action cards. There's 310 cards. They serve to time the match and also, have the action flow continuously. Down below here you'll see control, action, hold, move, counter. This allows a gamer, if he would like to, they can kind of follow along here to see how each sequence works. Let's take a quick look at Roddy Piper's card. One thing I want to point here, he has hammering to 48, but only 17, from 00 to 17, those are legal holds. And if you click it, remember how I showed you on Hulk Hogan, his power moves were 19 to 29. Well, Roddy doesn't have any, because Roddy was not a power wrestler, so he does not have any power moves. If you look at his illegal holds, though, he has an eye gouge, choking, and punches that he favors. And, based on looking at his card, he's definitely a very strong heel wrestler. He does have 5 specialty moves, and Roddy is one of the absolute best at using the foreign object. So if he can somehow use a foreign object, not let the ref see it, he might have a chance this match. So that tells you a little bit there about the game. Now we can get back to the action here. Roddy Piper is in control. If you notice, we have an arrow here. This points to which wrestler is in control. So we're going to get started here. Roddy being in control, he will now dictate what action occurs. Well, in this case, it was no action. Wrestlers end up in the ropes. Frustrations boil over a little as extra pushing and shoving occurs. Hulk regains control. If I pull this down just for a second, you'll see the blue arrows now pointing toward Hulk, indicating he's in control. In this case here, Hulk's going to get a chance to go for a pin. We see a pin attempt. And each one of these numbers, the 25 indicates the 1 count, the 24 equals the 2 count, and the 3 number equals the 3 count. Each of these numbers is based out of 40 numbers. So when we start our pin check here, if the number's 1 to 25, we'll have a 1 count. If it's 26 to 40, it will be a 2. He'll be able to kick out. There won't even be a 1 count. If a wrestler gets a 1 count, then we progress to the second check. And if we get a second, we check to the third. And then, of course, if the third one is successful, we'll have a pin. So let's see what happens here. We have a 1. We have a 2. We have a 4. So Roddy's a 3, and we turn to 4, which means Roddy barely was able to kick out. Very close call, and the odds of getting a pin when your third pin rating's a 3 is not very, strong. So let's continue on here. There's no pin. Hogan stays in control. He's going to go for one of his 3 specialty moves. He tries to attempt a clothesline, but Roddy, being well prepared for this match, makes a nice counter. Anytime a counter occurs, that's now going to allow Roddy Piper the opportunity to try a move. Roddy has control. Piper lifts Hogan up for a vertical suplex -10, and we're going to try a pin here. Now, I pointed out how Roddy's a 25, 24, 3. Hulk's a little better. He's a 21, 21, 2, and actually that's quite a bit better. But we're going to go ahead and see if Roddy can steal a win here. 24 is greater than 21, therefore Hulk is able to kick out even before the 1 count. So we'll continue on here. Roddy remains in control. He applies a kick to the back of Hogan. We're going to take 6 off Hogan's stamina. Up here is each wrestler's ongoing stamina level. Right now Hulk has 45 points left. Piper is 69. So early in the match, we've only taken 4 off Piper and 16 off Hogan. So here we go here. Piper applies a painful double wrist lock. Looks like he's trying to wear the Hulkster down. All right, Roddy has a possibility of being disqualified. I'm not going to get into the strategy cards, but they are a big part of wrestling's finest. And that will be, that deserves its own video. So for now, we're just going to cancel the check because Roddy's actually going to use a strategy card to nullify it. So we're going to click yes. And we had a possible DQ and it was stopped because Roddy played his strategy card. So we're going to click action. Roddy has control, illegal hair pull. Roddy pulls Hulk Hogan's hair to gain control. Okay, you see the arrow. Hulk regained control. He jumps on Roddy while he is draped throat first over the bottom rope. 7 off Roddy. Okay, here's the power moves I was talking about. Remember how I said it was 19 to 29? Well, right here you'll see that a 20 resulted. So Hulk whips Roddy into the ropes and nails him with a clothesline. 9 off. Hogan sucker punches Roddy when the ref tries to separate the two. So we got Hulk Hogan resorting to some illegal tactics. Hulk's kind of taking control here. He drops from the ropes and delivers a flying headbutt. 11 off, and we're going to have a pin attempt. 1. Nope, Roddy was able to kick out before the 2 count. Up here, Roddy is now down to 36. In fact, both wrestlers are 36. And once they get to 0, I'll explain what happens. So, all right, here we have action is happening outside the ring. Hulk is in control. So we're going to click OK. And this is where things can get kind of wild. We could have a count out. We could have a double count out. We could have a chair, all kinds of things. So let's click OK and see what happens.
He is bleeding profusely.
So Hulk tried to do something outside the ring, but Roddy was able to counter it, and he grabbed a chair, hit Hulkster with it, and Hulk is now cut -10, and then 20 off for being hit by the chair. The 10 is the cut amount. So if you look up here, you'll see in the cut box, Hulk now has -10 off in cuts. Once a wrestler reaches 90 points, the match is stopped for his well-being. You'll notice now, though, Hulk is down to 6 for his stamina. So Roddy's really turned the tide of this match. Now Roddy goes to choking, and now you'll see Hogan has went through his first level and he's going to start over again. But every time Hulk hits his stamina level, that 6 indicates, that 60-6, the 6 indicates we're going to add 6 to his first 2 pin ratings and then 6 to his stamina. So Roddy has got Hogan in a little bit of trouble here. Oh, Hulk was outwitted him, and now he's going to have an opportunity. Hulk goes to a neck hold, rear chin lock, trying to slow the pace down, maybe to catch his breath. 5 off Roddy, but Roddy comes right back. Peppers Hogan with a flurry of quick punches. For those of you who remember and know a little bit about Roddy Piper, he had very quick hands, and I can actually visualize him doing the quick punches that he was famous for. Okay, now Hogan stomps Piper on the leg and is able to going to attempt a pin. Hulk has a chance to do an illegal pin, but since his rating isn't very good for that, and it's not something Hulk probably would do, he's not going to try the illegal pin. He's just going to go for a normal pin here. So here we go. Let's do a pin check. We got a 1. We got a 2. Oh, Roddy barely kicked out again, turned to 5. Now Hulk gaining control, throws him backwards into a back suplex, 11 off Roddy. He's now down to 14. Hulk thinks he has Piper in trouble, so he is going to go for one of his 3 specialty moves. He goes for the slam leg drop, but Piper is more than ready and avoided it, and he counters the move. Roddy goes for an eye gouge, but Hulk Hogan was thinking one move ahead, which allows him to counter the move. Hogan, similar to Piper earlier, he's going to stop the DQ by the use of a strategy card. We now have Hogan still in control, moves in and delivers a belly-to-belly. So 11 off Piper, another pin attempt. This time Roddy kicks out before the 1. But note here, Roddy's down to 3. This means that next time a move gets on here, applied to Roddy, he's going to be in trouble. And here we have it. Hogan drops straight down on Roddy Piper's back with the point of his elbow. So Roddy hit his stamina level, and now his pin rating has gone up to 30-29-3. So we continue on. Piper's going to stop a DQ. Piper goes for a kick, but Hogan was ready for it, and he counters it. Hogan with another suplex, and we're going to try to pin Roddy, but now note his pin rating, 30-29-3. This means we have a 30 out of 40 getting the first pin number. Oh, but Roddy's barely able to avoid it, so we continue on. Hulk going to go for a punch, and what happened here, there was a check on it to see if Hogan was disqualified, but he broke in time, or the ref elected not to disqualify him, and so Hulk delivers a punch there to Roddy. Another power moves, clothesline, Roddy, still no pin attempt though. Hogan, control, thinks too much, which causes him to lose control. We have an auto control loss, so Roddy assumes control. Roddy uses a wide base to clamp on a standing armbar. I think Roddy's trying to slow it down a bit to gather his wits. Roddy goes for a submission move, but it's countered as Hogan was ready for it. Hulk Hogan uses a nice hip lock takeover to get Roddy to the canvas. 4 off Roddy. You'll notice Roddy's already fallen to 39. Hulk took too long and didn't seize on his advantage, and Roddy assumes control again. Roddy's going back to the arm, catches him in a hammerlock. I'd like to take a quick pause here just to explain a couple things. You probably noticed maybe as we've gone along how Wrestling's Finest captures the back and forth nature of a match, and I believe it flows very well. You can hopefully visualize a match between these two going on, and tide can turn real quick, and with wrestling you just never know what's going to happen next. So we'll continue on here. Oh, Roddy's going to go for a specialty move. He thinks Hogan's ready. Roddy went for probably other than a foreign object, his strongest move's a neck breaker, but Hulk noticed he was telegraphing the move and reacts quickly to counter the move. Hogan clamps on a claw-like hold to immobilize his opponent. And what I do is on the submissions, I cancel it. On the third submission rating, you'll see it's a 0, which means it's impossible at this point for Roddy to submit. So I just click cancel. Hogan, big body slam, 11 off Piper, and he's going to go for a pin. So we have a 1, 2. Piper's able to kick out again. You'll also notice here matches up to 16 minutes and 32 seconds. Fast action count is 166. So let's continue here. Another power move, shoulder block on Piper. Piper's now down to 15. And you'll notice the stamina now is 76 off Hogan and 131 off Piper. Beautiful drop kick. I didn't see Hogan do those a lot, but now and then he'd surprise his opponent. Apparently he caught Roddy pretty good here. Back to punching Roddy. Roddy's down to 3. Mauls Piper in the corner, another power move. You'll see Roddy has now hit his next stamina level, so now his pin rating has jumped to 35, 34, 3. Hulk Hogan surprises Roddy Piper and delivers a ring-shaking body slam. Minus 11 off Piper. Roddy go low blow, gets a kick below the belt. He's going to try for a pin, but Hulk's still way too strong and easily powers out. Roddy grabs, hooks Hogan's trunks, delivers a high suplex, and we're going to go for a pin. We got a 1. We got a 2. 28. Hogan easily powers out. A nice mule kick to the side of Hogan's head. At this stage, Roddy, I believe, has put 3 or 4 moves together, so he's now seized control of the match. Another kick that's barely above the belt. Piper jumps on Hogan while he's draped throat first over the bottom rope, 7 off. You'll see Hogan's now down to 10. Roddy's overeager in his approach, which causes him to lose control. Hulk returns the favor. He fails to take advantage of a mental lapse by Piper and loses control. Piper bounces off the ropes and drops a knee across Hulk Hogan, 6 off. Roddy goes for a punch, but Hogan was ready for it and blocks it. Hogan boot to Piper's midsection. Both wrestlers are leery of making a mistake, so they simply eye one another, waiting for the other to attempt to move. And we're up to just under 23 minutes. You have to think fatigue is now setting in. Hogan suplex. Roddy is taking a beating. Big forearm. Another 7 off Roddy. Hulk blisters Roddy with chops while he has him trapped in the corner, 6 off, and we have a pin attempt. You'll notice now Roddy's up to 35, 34, 3. 1. Oh, Roddy's able to kick out. Avoids the 2 count. Hogan's choking and breaks right before the 5 count. Now, how I would picture this is what I really like about Wrestling's Finest. It allows you to use your imagination to picture things. So that last move had Piper slumped in the corner. He had just been choked. Hulk thinks he has a big advantage here, and he's going to go for a specialty move. So let's see what happens. So apparently, maybe what happened is Piper crawled out of the corner, and Hulk went for a leg drop, but Roddy was still able to roll out of the way and counter the move. Roddy was thinking about going outside the ring, but it did not occur. So he punches Hogan, so 6 off Hulk. Again, goes for a pinhold, but Hogan counters it. Hogan, same deal, wasn't able to get outside the ring, so he landed some punches, and now Piper's down to 13-5. Elbow takes another 7 off. Piper gained control, but he lost it. Made another mistake. Hulk, again, not able to go outside the ring, but a punch puts Piper in the next stamina level. Roddy is now at 40, 39, 3, so it's almost a certainty anytime we have a pin attempt, Hulk will get the first 2 pin numbers. It also tells me if Hulk can land one of his specialty moves, this match is probably over. Roddy delivers a punch, fighting back. Now he smashes Hulk face first into the turnbuckle. Beautiful drop kick by Roddy, so he's unleashed 3 straight moves. Roddy avoided a disqualification, and he lands another punch. Double eye poke on Hogan. Roddy is turning it on. Now he nails him with the chop to the chest, and we're going to go for a pin. 1, 2. Hogan powers out, but it was close. Roddy surprises him and catches him in a sleeper, another wear-down move. This has got Hogan now down to 20. Legal throw. Piper catches Hulk in a fantastic arm drag takedown. Roddy has controlled legal turnbuckle. Piper cheap shots Hulk by punching and kicking when ignoring the referee's orders to break. 6 off. Hogan goes down, and there's going to be a pin attempt. Roddy is going to go for the illegal pin. The only problem is if the referee catches it, there will not be a pin attempt. That's what's built into wrestling's finest. Every decision you make has a pro and a con. The pro in this case is Roddy might get to add extra pin numbers to Hulk's rating, but referee can also catch him. So let's see what happens here. Roddy's using the ropes for leverage, and we are going to have a pin attempt. And you'll notice on here, Hulk was at 33-2, but Roddy gets to add a few extra numbers since he was able to use the ropes here. So we have a 1, 2, and Hulk's way too strong yet. Goes back to a turnbuckle smash, another pin attempt. 1, 2, and Hogan got his foot or leg on the ropes, and he saved it. And on top of that, Hogan used his wisdom, which means Roddy had him pinned, but at the very last possible second, Hulk was able to get to the ropes and force the pin count to stop. Hogan, series of punches, Roddy on Hogan. Roddy's really turning it on here the last 2-3 minutes. Roddy going for a specialty move. If he can land it, he might have a shot. Pile driver. Only problem is Roddy's not able to pin him. Sometimes you land your specialty move, but maybe Roddy was too tired. Maybe he was too close to the ropes. Maybe the referee was slow to get over there, but there will be no pin attempt. Very tough break for Roddy. But if you'll notice, Hogan has now gone to 39 too. High knee to the face of Hogan. Eye gouge. Hip lock takedown to get Hogan to the mat. Illegal pin. We're going to try it. Roddy puts feet on the middle turnbuckle to gain added balance and leverage. So I could see this happening where Piper flings him out of the corner, and since Piper's already in the corner, he quickly drops for a pin attempt, and as he covers Hogan, he's going to get his feet on the middle turnbuckle. Whoa! Hogan's pin rating due to this illegal pin is 40-10. So unless Hogan can get to the ropes on one of the first 2 numbers, he is going to automatically go to the third one, because remember, it's 40 out of 40 and 40 out of 40. So here we go. 1, 2, ropes. Once again, Hogan dodges a bullet. I think Hogan's had enough. He comes back with a big elbow smash. He lifts him up for a pin. He's going to return the favor here. Piper's been trying to use illegal pins. Hulk says, you know what, let's try it myself. So he's going to go for the illegal pin. He uses the ropes for leverage. And now we got Roddy at 40-47. So we got a 1, 2. Roddy powers out. You'll notice the match is now up to 36-36. Hogan goes for a submission. Roddy's ready for it, counters it. Roddy goes for a body slam, but Hogan slips away. Hogan returns the favor with a series of punches, another drop kick, another power move. Roddy is now down to 34. Roddy is able to squirm free, so we don't have any action on this one. Hogan hooks Piper's trunks, delivers a suplex. We're going for a pin. 1, 2. Ropes comes up for Roddy. He was able to get to the ropes to break the pin. Full Nelson on Pipers to wear him down. Roddy comes back with a series of chops to Hogan's throat. Roddy once again avoids a DQ as he lands some punches, knocking Hogan down to 16. Now Roddy's in control. We're going to go outside the ring.
The referee says enough is enough. Has counted both men out of the ring with a 10 count, and they're fighting right back up the aisle. This battle is going right up the aisle. They're in the aisle here.
Not sure if you're able to hear the play-by-play commentary. The game does have sounds, and when certain events come up. And what happened here is the battle went outside the ring. Apparently they lost track. They slugged it out. Referee had no choice but to call a double count out. And as the commentator stated, they fought up the aisles all the way towards the back. So this feud is far from over. So, hope you enjoyed your little trip with Wrestling's Finest. This was actually a very, very good match. We saw quite a few things in it. And like I said, in future videos, we are going to point out some of the features such as strategy cards, trading of holds, different match settings we can use, all kinds of stuff I'm excited about with the game to share with you. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to click exit. And as we exit, you're going to hear either a wrestler or an announcer bid farewell. Thanks again, everyone.
Well, that's about it. Son of a gun, we've enjoyed it. Looking forward to next week. I guess we'll have to wait a week before we get to it, but we'll be right back again. For Corey Macklin, Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.